What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. It's good to see you guys here. I know looks like last night went late with the spine ticks, as always, but they had a crazy show last night. So what's going on, Lewis? First one in here today. We got Comics Talk Weekly, Mr. FOC on the spine ticks. We got Wesley's Comic Collection. Sean Miller is here. Neighbor to the north. What is going on? We've got a lot of Canadians in here today. Travel and Root Beer. What is going on? Copy is here. We got Sith Lord Lee here. Louis Logics, welcome in. Nice to meet you from No Goods Chat. We got Jason Claiming Comics. How are you doing? Let's see. I think that... Oh, there we go. And Macby is in here. Awesome. Welcome in, everybody. And Caroline. There we go. Wes. Oh, that's great. So we'll kick it off today, starting with Lunar, as always. But for those of you that don't know, Final Order Cutoff is the date that your shop can no longer order comics. So these comics that are on the Final Order Cutoff for today from Lunar, and then tomorrow from Diamond, get your orders into your shop before those dates, and you'll secure your orders at that point. So we'll kick it off. Diamond, or Lunar rather, has DC and Scout Comics on their Final Order Cutoff, and then Diamond has almost everybody else. Some of the smaller publishers aren't on Final Order Cutoff, so I try to bring those up as I'm aware of them. But we'll go ahead and kick it off over here. So first up, coming out of Lunar, we have from DC Black Label, American Vampire is on issue 9 of 10. We have two different covers here, a Rafael Albuquerque and a Jorge Fornes cardstock cover. This is issue 9 of 10, so it's getting ready to wrap up this story. The image is not loading very quickly. There we go. We also have Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 3 of 12. For those of you that like these crossover events, this is a good one. Looks like we have like the whole... we got the whole Stray Dogs family over here on this crossover. Hopefully not. Hopefully that is not what's happening there. We've got also from DC here, Batman the Detective, number 3 of 6. This one's the Tom Taylor story taking place over in the UK with Andy Kubert on the art and the cover here. Yeah, we had Ace the Bat Hound right there, and then we, of course, Scooby, and then all these other dogs. I don't know if I want to know why. I really don't know if I want to know why. We have a cardstock variant as well. Not sure who that is on the cover there. Copy probably already knows who this is. I'm not sure if that's a new character for this the story arc here. And then we've got one of our Scout books that's on Lunar's FOC here, Black Cotton, number 3 of 6. And keep in mind that the Scout books on FOC with Lunar are off of, they're not on the same schedule as the Scout books that are going through Diamond. So this might have already gotten cut off at Diamond. I don't really remember 100%, but we've been getting almost like a second chance at some of these Scout books through Lunar. So if you miss them, this is your chance to pick that up. Yeah, Louis is digging Batman Detective. I've heard good things about the story. Sorry to hear that, MacB. Hope you recover within that 24-hour period. Feel better. Yeah, let us know if you get some superpowers. I did not get any superpowers from my vaccine, unfortunately. So we also have Challenge of the Super Sons 3 of 7. I love this one because the cover's by Simone DeMeo here. We got we got Robin and Superboy. Superboy being the younger version of himself here. And then we have a Jamal Campbell cardstock variant for this as well. That's a pretty cool cover. I like that. We have a trade paperback for Deceased Unkillables. And then we move on to issue number 1037 for Detective Comics with a killer Dan Mora cover here. This is super cool. And we have also featuring 2 additional stories in this. First up, 3 minutes exploring the days of Lucius Fox's introduction to the world of Batman, and then in exclusive, the Gotham Gazette's own Deb Donovan running down the power players in Gotham City. So not only do you get the main story, but you get 2 backup stories in this one. Hey, that's a good power to have. We'll take it. Simone DeMeo killing it. No superpowers for copy, unfortunately. Absolutely. We have a Lee Bermejo cardstock variant here as well. That's just fantastic. Bermejo's art is really good. And then we move into interestingly, they kept a Future State story. So we've got Future State Gotham number 2 here. Issue number 1, I think, was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, was on FOC. So I like that they found one of the stories within Future State that was resonating, and they kept it and decided to continue telling that story. We've got a Derek Chu cover here, which is phenomenal. I'm sure copy is all over this. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely. Huntress backup story in, I'm thinking Detective 1035 was great. What's going on, Bricks? Welcome in. We'll keep moving here. We've got a 1 in 25 for Future State Gotham number 2. This one by Art Germ. And looks like it's an unlockable variant. So retailers who meet or exceed their orders of issue number 1 may order 1 copy of the Art Germ variant. And in addition to that copy, may order 1 extra copy for every 25 copies ordered. So it's a 1 in 25, but you have to order more than you did on issue number 1. Interesting. What's up, No Good? If you guys missed it, No Good had a great show earlier. He had a couple guests on talking about the market, talking about indie comics, talking about just collecting in general. So go give him a watch if you haven't seen that later on. We'll keep moving here. We've got a couple collected things here, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, and we've got Joker number 4 from James Tynion. And we've got, of course, art by Guillaume March. And the backup story is the Punchline story, which has art by Mirka Andolfo. This is, I've been enjoying the backup story with Punchline. So that's why I've been continuing to read this one. We have a Lucio Perillo cover here. Joker's getting a real crazy look on that cover. And then a Punchline cover here by Ejicure. Definitely awesome cover there with her choking out a guard or about to stab him. Let's see. Who are the winners for the giveaway? I think the entire show last night was one big giveaway. Yeah, who didn't win? Punchline. Yeah, and look at this cover right here. Crazy looking cover by Riccardo Federici. Absolutely awesome detail on that. And then we've got Justice League The Last Ride #2 with cover art by Derek Robertson. Of course, known for his art on The Boys and Space Bastards. And then In-Huk Lee cover for this as well. Pretty cool Lobo cover there. Not Two-Face. It's pretty much Two-Face. And we'll keep it moving. There's not as much from Lunar this week, but we do have, looks like a solid slate of Scout comics here. So we have the Perhapnots Volume 2, issue #1. I don't recall this series for the first volume, but this is a Black Caravan imprint of Scout Comics, so that means this is more their horror comics. I don't know, it might be worth checking out. We got Bigfoot, El Chupacabra, the Mothman, Ghosts. I'm digging that. I'm all for that. And yeah, there's a cover B here, which is an unlockable cover. Enjoy the first issue of this non-stop title, followed by the entire story collected soon after in Volume 1. So this won't be a continuation of single issues, but it will go into a volume after this. Mothman! And we have a one-shot from DC called Represent, celebrating powerful voices. Collecting issues #1 through 7 of the Revolutionary Digital First Series. We've got a lot of creators on this. Let's see. I don't know what exactly the story is. New voices present relevant topical visions of social change and personal histories, some true to life while others semi-fictionalized accounts of real experiences. All have one thing in common: innovative styles and compelling stories which examine how our culture builds understanding, tracing society's arc toward justice as we evolve in pursuit of a more just and compassionate world. Awesome. Sounds like a good thing to pick up. And then from Scout, we have Stake #4. I've been hearing really good things about Stake. I did not pick it up when it first came out, but I think Sith's reading this one, and he's been enjoying Stake. And we got Hyper in the chat. What's going on, Hyper? And we've got Stake is dope. Yeah, I got some Quidditch matches to do. And then look at this cover, though. The cover B here by Alan Qua is just phenomenal. Retailers purchasing at least 10 copies of Stake #4 cover A by FOC will unlock unlimited orders of cover B. And who would not want this cover? This is phenomenal. I mean, both kinds of stakes are good. We got a Suicide Squad trade paperback here as well. And then Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, #1 of 8, with art by Bilquis Evely on that cover, which that is really cool. I don't know if I've seen Bilquis Evely's art before. Yeah, it looks like she's going on adventures with their dog there, and I honestly don't know, but it is written by Tom King, so that's probably going to be a good read there. We've also got a cover here by Gary Frank and a blank cover as well. And then almost lastly, we've got Superman #32, with backup story Tales of Metropolis here, and Superman. It looks like Superboy there. And yeah, that shows that a little bit better for you guys with the Inhyuk Lee cover of them standing together. You want some steak now? That's right. Comics and Pops, what's going on? Okay, I thought I seen that art before, but it looks awesome. Yeah, I know that's Copy's jam right there is Supergirl. He's got a cool sketch cover that he had done. Superman 32 also has a cover C that's a Pride Month variant cover, holding the Pride flag there, it looks like. And moving into the end here, Superman Red and Blue is on to issue 4 of 6. We got a couple different covers here. John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson on that one. Walter Simonson on the one in the middle. Alexander Lozano on the third one. This has story by Mark Waid, Francis Manapul, Robert Venditti, Michael W. Conrad, and Rich Doak, with art by Francis Manapul, Alutha Martinex, Cully Hamner, Joe Quinones, and Audrey Mock. So, of course, there's been various stories going on in all of this, but that's a pretty dope cover there for cover A. And then moving into the last one here, we got Wonder Woman number 773, Travis Moore cover. Treacherous Roads of Asgard. So I'm assuming Thor's going to make a crossover here, right? I'm just kidding. We also have the Adventures of Young Diana in this one. But even cooler, we've got this Josh Middleton cover here. Phenomenally done cover there. And then a Pride cover here. So that's looks like a pretty fun cover. That is it for FOC for Lunar. The next one is a week away. Sometimes they are closer because of holidays. But this time we still got a week till the next one. One thing to highlight of coming up this week from DC is this beautiful cover from Jenny Frison. So if you missed it on FOC, here you go. Be on the lookout for that one from your shop this week. And we'll move on over to previews, where we can start out with some Image comics here. And this one is just wild. We've got Ant number 12. And you might be thinking, Ant? I haven't heard that name since 2007. And you would be right. Ant stopped in 2007 and did not end the story arc. This is the end of the story arc that issue 11 left off with, 14 years after its previous issue was published. This is concluding volume 1 of Ant. It's a special one-shot wrapping up the story already begun by Mario Goli and serves as a completely self-contained introduction to Ant by Eric Larson. So, 14 years later, any of you Ant fans out there, here you go. It's wrapping up. There is also a cool-looking cover B here by Mario Goli. And then Birthright here is ending. This is the series finale of Birthright by Joshua Williamson, Andre Bresson, Adriana Lucas. Looks like a good wrap-up cover right there. Steak Pop-Tarts. Oh my god. All right. Keep it moving here. Die number 17. As always, amazing cover art on this by Stephanie Hans, and interior art by her has been phenomenal. Still trying to catch up on this series, but I've been picking it up since issue number 1. We also have a cover B by Paulina Ganashu, which is phenomenal. And then I know all of you guys have been loving this one. Geiger issue number 3 is on Final Order Cutoff. I still haven't gotten to read issue number 2 from this week, but I loved issue number 1, and I cannot wait to see what goes on next in this. We have a cover A here by Gary Frank and Anderson, and then a Jeff Lemire cover B with the like radioactive symbol and Geiger standing behind that. And then we got 2 more covers. They've really liked doing several covers on this one, but I mean, I'm not complaining because they're all really good art. Lee Weeks doing the cover here, and then a cover D by Gary Frank. Again, just phenomenal covers. For me, I'm probably just going to continue with cover A to save some money and be able to pick up more stories. But you got your pick of covers here. The Jeff Lemire one's pretty cool. I like the cover D as well. And then we've got Good Asian number 2 from Image Comics. I did not pick up issue number 1, but I've heard people that are looking for a good kind of noir kind of story, and yeah, with some historical perspective in this. This is the story for you. Birthright. I think I had heard some things about Birthright getting optioned. It's one that I want to read, like once it gets collected, maybe in an omnibus, be able to read through all 50 issues. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's not the story type I usually go for, so I passed on this one. But I think it's one to definitely be reading, and yeah, very pertinent for what's going on today, addressing some of the racism and all of that going on. Back, I don't remember what era this was set in, but it's set back a little ways. And Sith is not a good Asian; he is a bad Asian. We also have this cover here by Annie Wu. Kind of like this one. This is a nice style on the cover there. And then this, I like the way this is done on the cover here. Hey kids, comics. Got the trench coat with the comics in it. Volume 2 of this, issue number 2. Ice Cream Man has a trade paperback for volume 6. So this is issues 21 through 24 collected for you. And then this one is straight to graphic novel. Rumor for Good Asian. It's been discussed for a show or movie. I feel like everything's been discussed for a show or movie as well. But I can totally see that being a possibility there. Let's see. Sith wants to star in that movie. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, the hey kids, come get the comics. Yeah, I would have been kidnapped. So this is a straight to trade paperback graphic novel here, Kane and Abel. This they have some previews pages. I saw the previews also in the back of something last week. It looks pretty crazy, not gonna lie. It's got an old comic style vibe going on with it. Definitely an interesting looking creepy story going on here. But it is if you're into more of the trade paperback style, it's 72 pages. This is one to pick up. If you're not interested in that, then it's not going to be in single issues, unfortunately. And then another one here, Carmen number 4. Okay, it's 5 issues total. For some reason, I thought it was 4. Yeah, this is has been so good. And there's usually a ratio cover for this. Nope. Not showing up here. Let me go to League of Comic Geeks. Sometimes they have a little bit more showing there. Carmen's been such a phenomenal story. Here we go. Carmen number 4. There's the cover A. We have a 1 in 25 incentive, which is the black and white cover, and then a 1 in 50 incentive, which is also really cool looking. So good. So good. And then, that's issue 5. So 2 ratios. That's what they've been doing, a 1 in 25 and 1 in 50. After issue 1, they didn't do any ratios. Just the cover A, cover B, and blank, and then the store exclusives. But since then, they've done a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50 on all the issues. So keep it moving. Nomen Omen is getting everything wrapped up in a trade paperback here for Volume 3. Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman, starting a new story arc here. I feel like it's been a little bit for Oblivion Song, hasn't it? They're marching towards the final issue here, so this is probably the final story arc for this. What's going on? Professor Comics is here. Got his Sunday Twizzlers ready. Let me go back here. And then Oblivion Song does have a Pride Month variant, but we do not have any cover art for that yet. But we have a new story from Image called 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. This is by Kyle Starks and Chris Schweizer. For fans of Chew and Assassin Nation, come the new action mystery series. World's most unlikable action star has been found dead, and his previous TV sidekicks are looking to solve the mystery. But how can you catch a murder when almost everyone hated the victims? And it seems like the sidekicks also don't really like each other. I did look through the preview on this, so there's definitely an interesting dynamic between all of these characters here. They all have some pretty interesting sounding backstories that may come up in this story. With cover B here then by Erica Henderson, looks like a DVD kind of cover or movie poster kind of cover here, or maybe a magazine cover. And then a cover C, which is the Pride Month variant. Yeah. We'll move into Dark Horse, where we have a couple things going on. Black Hammer Visions is on issue number 5 of 8. I really love this cover. I haven't been reading anything Black Hammer, but this cover is phenomenal. It has a cover B, also pretty cool. And I'm like 90% sure that's Black Cat there. Not sure who that actually is, but it looks a lot like Black Cat. And then cover C, where it still looks a lot like Black Cat. And then God of War is on issue number 4 of 4. So this is wrapping up the second comic story of God of War. Of course, we know there's a God of War movie coming up probably. So volume 1 of this got hot, and volume 2 got a little bit hot as well as it was coming out. But we do have a new story here from Dark Horse from Christopher Emgard and Tomas Ira. Hitler is dead. Ben and Catherine are supposed to be together, happy, but instead Ben fights the war in the Pacific with reckless heroism of one who believes his fiancée killed in action. Yet Catherine lives undercover and about to arrive at the Third Reich's last bastion. Something is waiting for her there, for all of them, and it's hungry. So we've got a horror story, love and terror at the edge of the world. looks pretty interesting. I might have to check out issue number 1 and see what's going on with this one. Cosmic horror from the creators of The Whispering Dark. Yeah, lots of Nazis appearing in comics in a way that that yeah, okay. And then Victory's Omnibus trade paperback there. IDW Canto 2, The Hollow Men is getting a trade paperback. We've got a graphic novel called The Delicacy from James Albin. Thrilling page turner, a fascinating glimpse into high pressure world of a big city restaurants. Must read for foodies, Anglophiles, Food Network fans, and those with a taste for beautiful, terrible people. Wow, there's a lot in that description for this one. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog getting issue number 40. Star Trek getting a trade paperback here. TMNT Adventures Changes Constant. This looks like a box. Or no, it's a game. Yeah, it's a game. Interesting. Okay. There is a TMNT ongoing issue number 117. Of course, cover A always by Sophie Campbell, who is writing the story. Cover B, usually we get the Eastman variant, which never shows up until right before release. And then we get a 1 in 10. This one by Sam Lofty. Definitely some cool art on this one. Sometimes the art on the TMNTs 1 in 10s are not as good, but this one's looking pretty cool. So if Hyper's still here, this I know is Hyper stuff right here with the TMNT. Which one sounds like Hungry Ghosts? Was that the Secret Land or the Delicacy? Oh yeah, that's such a cool cover A there too. With we got a turtle shredding on the cover. Oh my god, Sean. What's going on? Comic Dude is in the house. Yeah, there we go. Hyper's grabbing all of the TMNT. I know you sometimes aren't a fan of some of those 1 in 10s, but this one I think might be more up your alley than some of those other ones. And then there is a Transformers annual for 2021. Alex Milne on the cover art here. Let's see. IDW likes to do some 1 in 10s. So yeah. Oh, that's a good one right there. Freddie Williams, who is doing the art on The Bequest. Got some killer cover art here with Optimus Prime on the Transformers annual 2021. We talked about DC already. Let's dive into Marvel, and then we'll wrap up with the rest of the indie comics. Amazing Spider-Man is on to issue 68. Somehow Nick Spencer is still on here. The Chameleon Conspiracy is continuing. I fell off of this several issues ago. I was still hoping for the Kindred story to let me see. I see Hyper sent me a message. Okay. Yeah, I see why you picked that one. Okay. I'll bring that up when we get to the other area. We have a Sinister Villains, a Spider-Man cover here. We got Black Ant and Taskmaster. That's a Lineal Francis Yu cover on that one. You see, trying to catch up with the chat here. You guys are super active. I could get behind that, Wes. Nice House on the Lake. Absolutely. That was on FOC last week. I brought that up. There's cover A, cover B, and a 1 in 25 for that one. The cover B by Martin Simmons and the 1 in 25 by Werther Deladera. Of course, his other artists from his other popular books. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Hyper just sent the all the Dynamite books. Those are his picks for FOC, definitely. Yeah, this is a cool Taskmaster Black Ant cover fighting Spidey. And Beta Ray Bill 2 of 5 is getting a second printing. Obviously, we've got some interior art here. Even with the word bubbles from the page. And Black Widow number 6 is getting a second printing. I believe this is the one we've got the first appearance of her protege, but her protege not showing up in that second printing cover. Children of the Atom, moving on to issue number 4. We've got this new team of younger X-Men. Clearly, you can see who some of them are coming from. We've got some Cyclops, some Gambit, Nightcrawler, Angel, all of that going on here. And Conan the Barbarian on to issue number 22. I've been hearing some really good things about this Conan series. I know Gary B has obviously been on top of this one. Tons of retailer exclusive for Nice House on the Lake. I'm not getting any of them. Not going into that just because there's so many of them. And this is just it's better for me just to stick with the regular things there. Hyper's touching on books. Daniel Warren Johnson on Beta Ray Bill here, the writing and the art. I think I was the only one to grab 5th print, Department of Truth. My shop did, and I don't think it was a 1 in 5 because my shop had 6 or 7 copies and did not get one. So I'm thinking it was a 1 in 10, actually. I could be wrong there, but they did not get it at 1 in 5. Oh yeah, it's great art on those, but you can't get them all. That's the thing is you buy what you want, what you like, and that's it. Now, if I was on X-Men right now, I'd be on these Dodderman connecting variants. We've got one for Excalibur number 21 here. Super awesome Psylocke Captain Britain cover here. We see Angel's wing right there in the background. There's a character design variant here as well. And here's cover A. There is a 1 in 50, if I type the right number in here. That is awesome. Yeah, it's Excalibur 21. I believe this is a 1 in 50. We've got Rogue on the cover here with her design. That's phenomenal. I like that. We've got Hyper trapped here with a connecting variant. Yeah. So all of these, I think Phil, Comic Stock Weekly, might have, I think he was the one that told me he bought a set of those. So maybe he can let everyone know where you can get pre-order a set of all of the connecting covers. That might help you there. Let's see. Gallagher has a nice set for Nice House on a Lake. Well, they did not stick to 1 and 5 because my shop had. I ordered 2. There were 4 on the shelf. I don't know if anybody else ordered them, but they did not get it. So it was not truly a 1 and 5. Yeah. So if you want, I have down in the bio Aegis Comics of Alaska. Lou, he is sometimes on here, and they can set you up with pre-ordering through Diamond at least, and then you email them for anything you want from Lunar. And they ship that week if you pay your invoice that week. They ship it out Wednesday, usually Wednesday night, sometimes Thursday morning. And within a couple of days, even though it's coming from Alaska, it's like 3 or 4 days, and you get your books. So I would highly recommend, if you aren't having success ordering from somewhere online right now and you don't have a good local shop, Aegis Comics Alaska, I have a discount code below, also Sparks 15 will save you on their website. But if you email them or shoot them a message on Instagram, they can help you set up this for you. And all you really do is, if you say, man, I like this this cover here and I want to order it, you hit order, and then you order that, or you can select one of the other covers and order that. And then subscribe. If you're like, I want all the Excalibur issues from here on, you can hit subscribe on here. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat here, but yeah, Lou wasn't able to join this week, but he's often on here, and they're a great shop. So I always make a recommendation. If you don't like your LCS, go hit them up. Rogue has one of the best outfits in the whole event. Absolutely, it's a phenomenal one. Yeah, he pre-ordered the Dodderman connecting variants. Okay. Pre-ordered them through the sub service from DCBS. So Diamond messed up the 1 and 5 ratio. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's what I was hoping they were gonna get it. So yeah, I figured he might have popped on. I think I saw him in the chat before I went to bed, and I was like, yeah, he's not gonna be on today. No worries though. He's always welcome to join, and so that's what he does, is whenever he can. Heroes Reborn #1 has a second printing of Jugger Doom versus Hyperion. Yeah, I don't know how Heroes Reborn got a second print. It's also already on to issue #6 of 7. I swear this is coming out like weekly. I think every week for the last couple of weeks I've had Heroes Reborn on FOC. I think the ones that are interesting with this are the trading card variants. We've got Power Princess on this one. And then we've got the action figure variants. Thor is on this one. Although I swear I've seen this Thor action figure variant before, but maybe not. Maybe it was a different style there. Let's see. Ryan Brown, Zombie Pets, has an exclusive cover for Department of Truth 10, which homages Freak on a Leash by Korn. Huh. Interesting. Heroes Reborn also has a Stormbreaker variant of She-Hulk versus Power Princess. And then there's a Heroes Reborn Night Gwen, which is Nightbird. Dr. Gwendolyn Stacy is Ravencroft Asylum's leading psychiatrist, but by night she dons the guise of the vigilante known as Nightbird. This is like, I don't even know what's going on anymore with Heroes Reborn. I personally am not reading Heroes Reborn. I know some people that have enjoyed it. if I were to get one of these, the Takeshi Miyaza, if I can talk, cover is pretty cool here. Of course, Nightwing, not Nightwing, Nighthawk in the background there. Nightwing. We've got a little bit of a crossover going on. And then there's the Squadron Savage. So, like the Savage Avengers, essentially, where we've got Elektra, Punisher, Crossbones, Cloak, and the enigmatic Murder Hornet. So, I mean, the fact that we have Murder Hornet, that's got to be inspired by the Murder Hornets we had last year. Pretty interesting. And there is a cover here by David Blatt, which is pretty cool, with Murder Hornet featured on the very front there. Let's see. What's going on here? Oh my god. The clip art model. Oh boy. Murder Hornets comics. That's awesome. Iron Man, moving on to issue number 9, The Origin of Korvac. So this is interesting because we know Korvac is being rumored for the MCU. So this may be something to look for if you are into that type of speculation stuff. I've been loving these covers by Alex Ross. I wonder if that's a connecting to issue number 9 because we see the arm of looks like Human Torch there. And then there is a Spider Villains variant here, Iron Man facing off with Boomerang. And I'm sure for Heroes Reborn we have some. Let me see. We have probably some ratios in here. We have a Varege variant with Power Princess. We have a Frank Cho. Ooh. That reminds me a lot of his Punchline variant, the style and setup that he has here. Definitely interesting there. And then let's see if there's anything beyond these. Issue. No. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 other variants in there for Heroes Reborn. The Frank Cho one might be good. Maybe a little bit biased, but Comics Talk Weekly is loving it for Cantwell. Also, yeah, Reflection in the Mask. That seems to be a theme they like to do. What's going on? All Strands comic collection in the house. Let's see, jumped on that 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. Also, Eve number 1, second print, and Captain Harlock. Yeah, those are coming up very soon in our discussion. Boom has a lot on FOC this week. Yeah, that's good to hear that Iron Man is that good. I really like Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. I really thought about reading Iron Man, but I was just reading too many things at the time. Wonder Woman wants her gimmick back. Yeah, that's true. Iron Man is the only Marvel series I will forever and always have on my pool. Yes, Eve is great. We will be getting to Eve very soon. Let's see. We've got some trade paperbacks here. King and Black Planet Symbiotes, Cull, Conqueror, Marvelverse graphic novel trade paperback She-Hulk, and then the Secret War trade paperback, which this is the Delato Secret War. And then Spider-Man Spider Shadow number 3 of 5, cover art by Phil Noto. This is kind of the what if mini series for if Peter Parker became Venom. Let's see what else we got cover wise for this one. me see. There weren't any others listed here, so this is going to be a ratio variant. Greg Smallwood, probably a 1 in 25, knowing how they've been doing this series. Yeah, and that would be it. Spider-Verse trade paperback. And then Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 13. There's a Pride variant here, which is really good. I like the art on this one. I'm not sure who that is in the cockpit there. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat. But I'm gonna order that one because that's a cool cover. So I do buy some covers just for the covers, and then I'm not really reading this one right now, but I might want to go and read it later. So I'd probably read the Bounty Hunter story in a trade paperback. There's just so much Star Wars right now that I'm trying to not go crazy and buying it all. But yeah, so we have War of the Bounty Hunters here. The Wookiee always wins, of course. Hot on the trail of Boba Fett, Valance and Dengar run into Chewbacca. Will Tonga escape the trap set by mysterious organizations out to upend the underworld? And who's the figure in the shadows hunting them all? Let's see. Spider Shadow's a great read. Only heroes I got was the Hyperion. Nice. Yeah, I'm assuming you mean the Hyperion, like the trading card one. What's up? Something Wong is in the house. Let's see. It's how it's going to come out. Don't know why. We have issue number 1 of War of the Bounty Hunters getting a second print. I mean, I guess I'm pulling a newbie here and just mispronouncing Star Wars characters. So there we go. Perfect. Yeah. See, he's old man Boba, so he's Baba. What's up? J2's in the house. How are you doing today, J2? Moving on from the Star Wars here, we have Strange Academy issue number 11, Murder Mystery, and now it seems like Toth is dead, even though we've already had one character die. Let's kill another one and probably bring him back. Hopefully bring him back. I like Toth. And we're getting a character spotlight variant here of Zelma. So we've kind of gone through all of the Strange Academy characters, because remember, there were 11 new characters, and one cover had the brothers, Eric and Elric, I think. So that only meant they needed to do it for 10 issues. So 11, we get Zelma on the cover. So it'll be interesting to see if going forward with Strange Academy, if they have more of the teachers on the Spotlight variants, or if they will stop the Spotlight variants here. And then we have the Marvels. Number 1 has a second printing here. I don't know if these are new characters here. That looks like alternate version of the Vulture. Something weird going on there. And some more trade paperbacks. And then Venom number 34 has a second printing of, crazy looking Venom here. Of course, imbued with the cosmic power here. Not the cosmic power, the uni power. And taking down Null. And then we have a new little mini series of Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, 1 of 5, and Web standing for Worldwide Engineering Brigade. And with this and this whole Web of Spider-Man idea, this is part of what's going on at the parks. So this is the variant for the attraction at Disneyland. So Tony Stark and Spider-Man, doing some stuff together here. Right? We need some spotlight variants for Professor Comics and Professor Sparks. Definitely need that going on. Just catching up with the chat here. Yeah, everyone, if you haven't already, go sub up to J2's new show, The Low Grades. I believe I have added the low grades down in the description below, so go check them out. Should be in the links there. Shout out to Death Vader from Newbie. Oh, that's awesome. All right, I think I'm caught up on the chat now. And we're almost through Marvel. We got just some X-Men stuff coming up here. Actually, let me double check if there is a cover ratio. There's not a ratio cover for Web of Spider-Man. At least it's not showing up in here, so I can do one other check here. I don't know if they're going to have it as this, because I've seen it like that. Here we go. All right, well, they have no cover art, but they also show that there's a cover A and a cover B, so no ratios. X-Men number 21, here is the Dodderman connecting variant for that. This is Cyclops' outfit for this. And they don't seem to be coming out really in any specific order in terms of how they're connecting, at least on the Final Order Cutoff dates. This one does not connect to the one directly above. Here is the cover A for this. And then there's a Jimenez Pride Month variant here with Mystique on it. And then a Lupacino Spider Villains cover with the Beetle fighting Emma Frost and Jean Grey, which that does not seem like a fair fight for the Beetle. And then we have the character design variant here. The Mr. Oh, wow. I just completely blanked on his name. I just wanted to call him Cyclops, even though that's completely wrong. Colossus. There we go. Colossus. Brain is not working. His name's right there. Sunfire, Cinch, Colossus. We've got X-23 Wolverine here and Cannonball there. Let's see who is on the cover. 68, 72, 74, 71. Let's try 75. Nope, not that. 73. So there is a ratio cover that is the Virgin variant of the Phil Jimenez Pride Month variant. And then let's try this. Here we go. There is Jean Grey on the 1 in 50 ratio variant design here. This is another cool. I like these 1 in 50 design variants a lot better than the regular design variants because it goes into a lot more detail with the design there. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Station Fable, welcome in. Yeah, it was great seeing you on with Justin earlier. Cyclosis, exactly. Yeah, this is the squad right here. This is the Wizard's costume here. Nah, just kidding. Moving on from that, we have a Young Avengers Omnibus hardcover. Let's see what this does. This is Young Avengers 1 through 15 and material from the Marvel Now .1 number 1. So I believe that is the second Young Avengers series because it has America Chavez in it and Kid Loki. Dynamite, of course. This is what Hyper sent me earlier. Was this one? The nude one there? No, he did not. We aren't there yet. We've got Betty Page and the Curse of the Banshee number 1 from Dynamite. We've got like, okay, so we'll see Aftershocks coming out with Bunny Mask on FOC this week, and then we have a Bunny Mask on Dynamite cover. That's kind of coincidental timing there. Now this is pretty cool. This is Arthur Sudom, who he did the Marvel Zombies variant, remember, or covers, and so this is Dynamite Lives #1, which I guess is another crossover event of their all their series. We've got Vampirella, Miss Fury, Red Sonja, or I guess Evil Sonja, who becomes the Queen of Hell. So Dynamite's coming back to their crossover event and doing another one pretty soon after they just concluded that other one. And then there are a ton of covers for that. Invincible Red Sonja on to issue #2 here. James Bond, Agent of Spectre, issue #4. So this one's kind of a little bit different than the rest of the Dynamite titles. Red Sonja 1982 one shot here. Oh, here we go. This may be something to check out. So Dynamite never actually had the honor of publishing issue #1 of The Boys. They started with issue #7. But now we're doing it here as a special limited edition. Don't miss out on where it all began. All right. I'm going to put that in the order. Wes, that might be one for you. I know you love The Boys a lot. Get your essentially reprint version, but from Dynamite. Thank you, Louie. That's awesome. Yeah. Like Sith said, we appreciate you. This is, we all definitely have fun doing these streams and interacting with everybody in the chat. I appreciate you telling people to hit that like button. That definitely helps with, the YouTube algorithms and all that stuff. So definitely appreciate that. Yeah, Wes is going to get that one. Yeah, 1 through 6 was Wildstorm, owned by DC now. Too crazy for DC, so it moved to publishers. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Something Wong nails it. This is the best community. You gotta, we all like to have fun and be positive within the community, and that's what we're here for. This one's for Travel and Root Beer. I know he's liking Vampirella versus Purgatory. Here's another Derek Chu cover for you. There's a lot of different covers for that one. That is the cover A, though. Lots of different covers for that one. And then we get to go into Boom Studios here. DC couldn't handle Wildstorm. So yeah, Boom has a big Final Order Cutoff this week. Dune, House of Atreides #1 is getting a 4th print, #2 a 3rd, #3 a 2nd, and #4 a 2nd. So they're sticking with, they've done a lot of these cover theme reprints. So they're doing it again here with some locations from Dune. How about? Tame Storm. Oh my God, Hyper. Just. Oh, all right. But yeah, so here's that they've done that with. We only find them when they're dead. They've done it with 7 Secrets. So here it is for Dune. But they've had a lot of success doing those reprints that way. Eve #1 is getting a 2nd printing with new cover art by Joe Migyong, who is the artist on the interiors. This is such a good story. I highly recommend picking up Eve. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see where this goes in the next couple issues. The algorithm. Yeah, there we go. Personally, I'm not gonna pick up Captain Harlock, but it looks interesting. Don't know the world that it's already set in. It's something that's already existing, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. Eve is awesome. Hell yeah. Get off my lawn. Uh, and then, of course, since we're talking about Eve, we have issue number 2 with the Ario Anindito cover A here of Eve kind of in stasis. We have a cover B, which is by Dan Mora. So, of course, I'm picking that one up. I love Dan Mora's art. This looks very intriguing with what these creatures are. And, of course, our android teddy bear here is fighting them off. Now we get to the ratios, and this is where it gets really cool. We have a 1 in 10 by Dan Mora, so version of that. But the 1 in 25 is... Maybe I'm thinking of another issue? I'm thinking of different covers here. I'm thinking of a different series. Hold on. We'll get there. 1 in 25 by Ethan Young of kind of destroyed New York City here. And that is all for Eve right there. Now, this one right here, I'm very excited for, and I just got an advanced copy to do a review of, so be on the lookout for that. This is Good Luck number 1. This is from Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simeone with cover art by Jorge Corona and Gerald Perel. And this Matthew Ehrman is the writer of Witchblood. So definitely, I enjoyed Witchblood a lot. He kind of tweeted and said this part of this story and calling it Good Luck was he wants you to think of this story when someone wishes you good luck, and then you're going to have some really fucked up thoughts when that happens. So definitely something to watch here. Let me catch up on the chat. Yeah, that 1 in 50 for issue 1 of Eve was phenomenal. I did not get that one, but I really liked the Mirka Andolfo cover for it, and I have that one. And we got the low grades in the house. What's up? What's up? Yeah. Read pile is just full of books still from this last week. Dan Mora's art is incredible. Original Dune Marvel miniseries. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, Ross is in the house. Yeah, and on Spine Ticks, they went from 90-something subscribers to like 120-something. Phenomenal job there. Okay, so so Eric Larson literally just announced that that Ant series that we were talking about from Image that's finally wrapping up issue number 12 is going to relaunch with issue number 1 in August. So good luck then. Of course, we go to, I think that was cover B, which is just a foil variant of cover A. Cover C, which is a 1 in 10, how about? 1 in 10 Gerald Perel cover here, which is really cool. We've got a 1 in 25 by Jung Gwon Yoon, which is pretty cool there. And then there's usually a 1 in 50 on the issue number 1s. Oh, maybe not. Only going to 1 in 25. So this is a really interesting story idea. Luck being quantifiable, something everyone's born with, except the unfortunates who are born with no luck. And with the world mysteriously plunged into chaos and reality itself threatened, there'll be our only hope to save the world. Our last hope is those with no chance of success. The only thing anyone can wish them is good luck. Bold new original series for fans of Seven Secrets and Runaways from Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simeone about defying fate against impossible odds. So I am definitely looking forward to this. Once I get to read it, I will do a review of it. Hopefully I can drop that before tomorrow so that you guys have an idea if you want to put that on your pull list before FOC. but maybe later this week. Magic the Gathering is moving on to issue number 3. As always, we know there's going to be multiple covers here, including multiple hidden Planeswalker variants here. So there's one of them. There is another one here. And a last one here. And so this is, I'm assuming this is Jacob Rebelka, Christina Kalita, and then Ariella Christantina. Looks like their artwork kind of matching up there. But again, it'll be the polybagged, you don't know which one you're going to get situation. And then we've got a blue sketch cover here. Yeah, Penny. Yeah, you caught my my speaking error. A 1 in 10 Iguara cover here. These have been pretty cool, seeing the characters spotlighted this way. And then a Derek Chu 1 in 25. This is really cool. Is that really Derek? Yeah, it is Derek Chu. It's less like shiny than his covers tend to be, which I like that. I really like that. A 1 in 20, a 1 in 50, which is a version of that, and 1 in 100 by Mike Del Mundo. So they know that Magic is popular and definitely going all out with the ratios on that one. That Chu cover is phenomenal. Absolutely. And look at this. Like, Boom is still going. We still got Boom to talk about. Mighty Morphin on issue number 8 with an In-Hook Lee cover here. And how Mighty Morphin and how Power Rangers tends to go is we have that. We have the Legacy cover here, which has the Legacy numbering of number 70. Oops. We then go into a Virgin cover of cover A. Oh, wait, sorry, blank first. Blank cover first. Version of cover A is the 1 in 10. The version of cover B is the 1 in 15. And then we get a new cover here for a 1 in 25. This one's a Momoko. Phenomenal, as always. This is continuing that series. I know Hyper was getting these. Ross has been in the shower listening to this. I don't know what's... Oh, Magic's been great. Although I haven't read issue number 2 yet, so I might not know what's going on in that issue. It's starting out in comics and not knowing what's going on. That's normal. So I'm glad that you were able to get into the community and learn, learn everything that you have and been able to use that to help with your collecting. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Momoko, yeah, she's done a lot of them. Pink was early on, I think. And so since this is the trade, we know we're going to have a Virgin 1 in 50 here. Mighty Morphin, Power Rangers, and Go-Go tied together. I'm not sure. So I know we've got the Mighty Morphin series here and the Power Rangers series that are connected. I don't know if somebody more Power Ranger knowledge in the chat can help Ross out here. I don't know if Hyper's still in here or not, but I know he was reading some of that, or at least collecting those covers. Moving on with Boom, we have Orcs number 5 of 6 with a Christine Larson cover A, and I think a Sweeney Boo cover B here. And I think usually there's a 1 in 10 on this. Yeah, here we go. Andrew McLean, 1 in 10. Moving forward here, Proctor Valley Road. This is the one I think I'm thinking of the covers for. Cover A by Naomi Franquise. I've been really enjoying Proctor Valley Road. It's been the right amount of spooky and good story and some character development going on. Here is the Wild Goose cover B, and now we're going to get into these cool ratios. A 1 in 10 by Christian Ward. This is just phenomenal and freaking creepy. Part of his head's missing, the eyes glowing red. Absolutely phenomenal here. And then we get the 1 in 25 by, of course, none other than Justine Franny. I love this. I love this cover. These are the ones I was thinking of earlier when I was thinking of the awesome ratios that were coming from Boom. Let's see. J2, I really appreciate your support. I know you've been such a supportive person in all parts of the community. I know, like Newbie, also, you're always in Newbie's chats, Spine Ticks from early on, and you hanging with us on FOC shows and interviews and all that. Really appreciate your support. Yeah, the Ward cover is just super awesome. The Franny cover's freaking crazy good too. I've been all over this series, so I'm going to keep collecting those ratios. I don't think there is a 1 in 50. I think it just stops. Yeah. More than likely, though, what we'll see is there'll be a maybe a 1 per store. Also, they tend to do that. Franny goodness. Yeah, we got to get a detective. God, I forget the middle name. Spalding, Detective Spalding, back. Do another one shot kind of thing. It's gonna happen. Winslow Foxy Spalding. There we go. Absolutely. And then Something's Killing the Children, Volume 3 trade paperback. So now, those of you that haven't been reading Something's Killing the Children, you get your chance to go ahead and finally read through that last volume of the first story arc, with the cover art here from issue number 11. So it's 11 through 15 for you there. And while you're at it, start picking up with issue number 17. Issue 16, I think, comes out this week, next week. Cover A, of course, Werther Deladera, always killing it on these covers. The cover B this week, though, on FOC is just absolutely crazy good. Oscar Yildirim. I've never heard that name, but this is so cool, and it's a glow in the dark. So I'm assuming her shadow's probably what's going to glow, and I am so here for that. Or maybe just the teeth. I really don't know, but this cover just looks freaking awesome. So cool. That's quite a name. Yeah, Winslow, Detective Winslow Foxy. Happy Sunday, Sedpool, and welcome in. Yeah, cover B glow. So cool. Yeah, I've been picking up Something's Killing the Children since the beginning, and I highly recommend, even if you haven't been picking up the individuals, that you get it to read. And it's hard not to buy for the covers. Yeah, let's see. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I like this one even better than the 1 in 25, which we have here from Jungwon Yoon, which is a cool cover, and the blood spatter everywhere. Young Erica holding the octopus, little plushie. But honestly, if I had to pick between the 1 in 25 and the cover B, I'm going cover B all the way. Absolutely killer cover there. And then Wind number 7. We just had Wind return with issue number 6. Such a good issue. Really setting up this story arc. And they're going to keep it moving here with lots of great covers on cover A. And the cover B by Ryan Gonzalez. Let me bring that one up. Oops, typed the wrong number there. These tarot card variants have been phenomenal. We got Oakley here on the cover for this one. And then we got a 1 in 25 here, I believe, with Johanna the Mad, the vampire, or rather, Johanna the Mad is the cover artist? That apparently is the cover artist's name. But we've got our vampire on the cover here. So that's, yeah. I don't believe we have any other ratios here. We do not. But that finally wraps up Boom. Boom is bringing it this week on Final Order Cutoff. Lots of great stuff. Now we can get into the comics and graphics novels section here. Those tarot cards, tarot card variants have been awesome here. And they'll keep, I think this whole story arc, we get those variants. Scott's collectible exclusive set for Something's Killing the Children 16 went live for pre-sale. But wait, there's more. Yeah, so now we're heading into the comics and graphics novels section. So this has everything else that's on Final Order Cutoff. So we got Archie Comic Publications, Black Mask, we've got Aftershock, we've got Vault, we've got Wake Entertainment, we've got Action Lab, Dynamic Forces, Mad Cave, AWA Upshot, Humanoids, we've got Ablaze, we've got so many other publishers in here. This is a light week for this section, but this also, keep in mind, does not have it does not have some other publishers, like Behemoth is not in this section. Who else is missing from this section? Source Point Press is missing from this section. Lots of publishers are missing from this section, and so my recommendation for finding those publishers is going through the entire previews catalog. You can do that online here, or you can get one from your shop and go through and look and say, what do I want to read? It just released recently, so I think your orders are probably due about now-ish if you're ordering that way. And what I would do is, so we're in the May catalog here. You go through and say, let me go to that section, the comics and graphics novels, and you can run through this and find the series that you want, that you are interested in. You can find the things that might not be appearing on Final Order Cutoff yet, and get your orders in well ahead of time. I recommend that for everything. Like, we have something in here from Behemoth, Spare Parts. It's a one-shot, but it's a movie that's coming out, which looks like this, like, not B horror movie necessarily, but like that kind of style in how it's set up, but looks like a very fun thing to read. And it's got cover art on one of the covers by Damian Connolly, who is the creator of You Promised Me Darkness. But yeah, so you can just scroll through and find all these things that you want that may not appear here in this FOC area. Let me catch up on the chat here. Oh, welcome in, THGPD. Awesome. Thank you for coming in and subbing. I really appreciate that. Scott's Collectibles, I thought, also shipped from the US from Texas, if I'm not mistaken, Sean. Yeah, and if you're interested in indie comics, also be sure to check out the Spine Ticks, and they do a little indie segment on what books they've read from the week. So if that's your thing, go sub them up as well. Black Mask Studios is on issue number 3 of Alice in Leatherland. I am not reading this one, but I think Sith was reading it, and I think he enjoyed it a lot. So that's a Black Mask. I'm glad to see more Black Mask books back, because they kind of had been a little bit on I don't know if a hiatus isn't really the right word, but they weren't publishing quite as much. So they're doing some more books now, and we've got another one further on that will interest you. Yeah, awesome. There's some other guys in the chat that are indie collectors as well, so be sure to check out everybody in the chat. I've got a lot of links in the description as well if you're interested in checking out some other channels. So be sure to look at that. No Good Comics also loves himself some indie comics. Low Grades is a new channel. Lots of good comic content out there on YouTube. So check that out. Essentia number 5. I think this was on. Okay, no, this was not on it. But there's a bondage and nude cover here with blood spatter color splash. It's a second print of Essentia number 5. I think this is the back cover here. But this is, I think the 5th issue might be the last, maybe not. I read issue number 1 of Essentia and missed issue number 2. So definitely something to go check out. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got a lot of interviews that we've done recently, and we've got a lot more coming up. Actually, tomorrow we will be interviewing Victoria Douglas, who is the creator of the upcoming Happy Tank / Behemoth Comics comic Cinnamon, which is about a cat that definitely sees the world a little bit differently than we do, and it's very interesting in his journey to get the catnip. I've seen some of it, and it looks like such a good story. Sith is definitely killing it with the shout-outs today. Nice Sith Sunday. Sith's coming off of the high of Spine Ticks last night. We've got Aftershock comics here with Baby Teeth number 18. I still need to catch up on Baby Teeth, but I am really wanting to pick up the rest of this also. It's almost like more of an addicted cat to catnip, and what lengths he will go to get that catnip. And he sees himself as no, none of the books that I'm showing right now are about the cat. The book is not on FOC here, but it will be due for ordering at the end of the month. Let me just show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. Help you out with finding it. This is the book I'm talking about, Cinnamon. It's from Behemoth Comics' Happy Tank imprint. Victoria Douglas wrote and drew this. And they just actually dropped a preview of it on Instagram, or maybe it was Twitter, somewhere on there. So this is who we're interviewing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Countertops are skyscrapers, cat toys become biker gangs, perilous giant robots rampage on the daily. And so it's just the cat seeing the world a little bit differently than everything else. But definitely recommend picking that one up. But that'll be due at the end of the month. You can always add that in before then. My cat's a catnip junkie. Yeah, exactly. It's so relatable with the story. You didn't miss anything, All Strands. You're all good. But yeah, so Baby Teeth from Aftershock. That one is Donny Cates' story here. He's finally getting to return to it. I think it's wrapping up, though, with issue 20. So he's just kind of concluding everything with that. And then this is a new one from Aftershock called Bunny Mask. It's a new horror series from Paul Tobin with art by Andrea Muddy, and that is who does the art on Maniac of New York. And here we have, the Bunny Mask it's been sealed in a cave before the dawn of man. You're going to walk the world once more. But for what dark purposes does she use her unnatural powers? And what's her connection to Bee Foster, a young girl murdered by her father 14 years ago? In order to save his life and his sanity, one man will have to discover the truth of what awaits behind the mask. I am so excited for this one. That is the cover A. We have a cover B here with just the mask on it, which looks like, like a cut this out and here's your mask kind of thing. There's always a like 1 in 15 for Aftershock, and here it is, almost like a framed picture of the bunny hanging out in the cave. There was also, I don't know if it's still available. I don't think so. Let me just Trinity Comics. The unsigned is sold out, but here is a crazy awesome cover by Zoe Lachey. You can still get the signed cover, CGC 96 or better, or signed and remarked CGC 96 or better. It might also be available. I think Comic Mint had it as well, but the only reason I'm all on this one is because Zoe Lachey does some crazy, awesome art. So just wanted to point that out for you guys. I think this is going to be an awesome new series from Aftershock. I know Sith is all on that Aftershock train as well. Something to look forward to. Catnip and Cats might be more entertaining than the MCU. Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, so in here we also have some Archie comics, 80th anniversary. We have some Action Lab here, Carmine #5. We have Maniac of New York #5. This, I believe, wraps up the story of Harry, Maniac Harry. Maybe he's done being a maniac, gonna get rid of his mask. Maybe he dies. Maybe, who knows? But I'm excited to see how this story wraps up. Again, same artist here, Elliot Kalin on the writing. Definitely looking forward to see how Maniac of New York wraps up. Now, this one, AWA Upshot has had some awesome stories, and this one is no different. We have Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal #2, written by Garth Ennis, art by Goran Sudzuka, with cover art by Andy Clark. She is a temporal criminal, and she's just going through time trying to steal stuff, have some fun, but the temporal police department is going to be coming after her, and some other people may be coming after her. And yeah, she carries a head called Tim with her, and that is her friend on the journey through time. He's usually the one that's telling her how to get out and back through time, but I think based on how issue #1 ends, they may be on the run together now. There's also a cover B here by Dan Panosian, which looks pretty cool. They're reaching through time to steal something. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, Aftershock fan right there. Marjorie Taylor fan in the house. Definitely a very fun read. Definitely. Now, so for those of you that have missed out on Nottingham and you want to read the story, issue #1 is going to a 4th printing. Issue #2 is going to a 3rd printing. And issue #3 is going to a 2nd printing. A 4th printing is limited to 4,000 copies. Same with the 3rd printing for issue #2, and same with the 2nd printing for issue #3. So limited print runs, but maybe something there for you if you are trying to read the story still. I know people have been collecting Nottingham as well because it has been pretty popular, lower print run, that kind of thing. This is from Mad Cave Studios, who Also, generally doesn't show up on the Final Order Cutoff, but their reprints do. So get on this series if you haven't. It's a good read. Let's see, Stealing from the Three Wise Men at the Nativity. Yeah. Keeping it moving. What do we have here from Fantagraphics? Now number 10 comics anthology. And 10th issue of the Eisner Award nominated anthology series includes new work by fan favorites Steve Wiseman, Tim Lane, Walt Holcomb, and new discoveries such as Hartley Lynn, Sylvia Roche, and M.S. Harkness. Awesome. So it's a new anthology series here, issue number 10 of it. But more importantly, Space Bastards number 6. This one, of course, from Humanoids. They say that an alcoholic ends up in one of 3 places: dead, sober, or in jail. Learn how your new favorite bastard, Chuck the Magic Wagon, carved his own path in the IPS, as well as what it cost him. Surreal sci-fi yarn brought to you by one of the most unique talents in comic history. So the art on this one is done by Simon Bisley, not by Derek Robertson this time. But I believe if you've been getting the hardcover volumes of Space Bastards, you will have seen this story. I remember this cover art in there in this art style. And so this is going to be good. Those extra stories in those hardcovers have been phenomenal. So we're going to get to see more about this Space Bastard, Chuck Wagon. And it seems like it's going to be a little bit of an interlude, especially with what went on with Sharptoberfest. If you haven't gotten those hardcovers, just go to spacebastards.com and you can buy volume 1 and volume 2. They're solid hardcover books. Awesome stuff. Wednesday, we're going to bring Eric and Joe back on the channel because Lewis, Mr. Shadow Rabbit Clay Guy, has been making some clay figures, and they wanted to see them live on camera. So they wanted to hop on the channel, and they are very... I gotta highlight that. Last night I called Roy Sharpton Al Sharpton. Oh, that's awesome, Sith. That's awesome. I wish Space Bastards was real life. So Wednesday, 9 Eastern, Eric and Joe are going to come back on the channel. We're going to talk about Sharptoberfest, hang out, and just talk about clay with Lewis. It'll be such a good time. I like hanging out with those guys. We had a fun time last time, so they want to come back. We gave them the open invite anytime they want to hang out on the channel. They're more than welcome, especially when they get to doing their next Kickstarter for one of the hardcovers. Such a all in on Space Bastards. So fun. I appreciate you, Louie. That's really awesome to hear. I do this because I want to make sure people don't miss out on some of these books. And this is actually, I think this has probably been one of the more fun FOCs with you guys all being active in the chat. This is just kind of where we congregate on Sundays. Some of us with hangovers. And all strands, appreciate you. We're getting through. We're getting close to the end here. I might highlight a couple other things that are off of this. Just some shout outs for some Indiegogos and Kickstarters that I'm backing. But this one, I know people have been talking about, the Space Pirate Captain Harlock #1 with a Derek Chu cover here. Which Derek Chu, just there's not a bad Derek Chu cover. His art is phenomenal. So we got from the legendary Leiji Matsumoto, along with Jerome Alki, comes an epic new story set within the timeline of the original series. This brand new Captain Harlock adventure marks the beginning of a new story arc. We got an invasion by the Sylvidries, and despite being banished as a pirate, Captain Harlock won't give up trying to save the world. I don't know anything about the original Captain Harlock stuff, but people do seem to be on this. This is a story from Ablaze. So, of course, another small publisher. Ablaze also has Arrow Psyche going on right now. And so those are probably their two big books. Probably they've got a couple other stories that are going on, but this is a big new one from them. That's the cover A is Derek Chu. There's a blank variant, which is actually more money. It's $10. There is a cover B by Kendrick Lim, which has great art. I'm going to warn you, these all have great covers here. Lyrics Lee on this cover here. It's a little bit of an anime vibe to it on that cover art. Let's see what else we got. A cover D by Yannick Paquette. Great pirate cover there. A cover E by Miguel Mercado. Again, like I said, these are all great covers. So if you're into this and want this is another kind of anime vibe to it as well. A wraparound cover here. You got your pick of covers. And then, of course, we can't forget the one with the throne here. Awesome stuff. I may actually have to pick that up just because those covers are getting me excited about it. Let's catch up on the chat. Yeah. Shows always end up costing you more money. Yeah, I think Danny, he's been on he's been on here a couple times and always finds something that he ends up liking. And when Lou from Aegis Comics of Alaska is on here, he ends up ordering more for the shop because he starts seeing some of this stuff. Yeah, I think we're off football right now, but hockey playoff time. Yeah. Absolutely. And so this is what Hyper sent me, what he wanted me to highlight. Street Fighter Memorial Archive Beyond the World. This is from Street Fighter to Street Fighter 5 from Capcom with cover art here by Ackerman. Celebrating 30 years of the King of Fighting games. Yeah, so this is learning the history of the franchise from the classic game, art galleries, and multiple interviews with artists, designers, and developers. So those of you that are big Street Fighter fans, right here, this is a hardcover for you. It does have a hefty price tag, $50, but it's going to be a lot of Street Fighter stuff in here for you big diehard Street Fighter fans. Hey, Comics Are Great is in the house. Awesome, man. Thanks for stopping by. I know we've come across each other in the chats and stuff before. Appreciate it. I gotta go say go Bolts. I don't know if they're in the playoffs though. I haven't been watching recently with hockey. I've been having trouble keeping track of that. Of course, it's Street Fighter for Hyper, definitely. And then let's see, we're wrapping up. We got Absolute Comics Group, Wayward Legends #4, a new series here from Black Mass Comics, White #1, and this is the follow-up to the critically acclaimed series Black. It's been 3 years since the world learned only Black people have superhuman abilities, and the United States has responded by electing Theodore Mann to the presidency. The only person standing in the way of his policies to control empowered Blacks are Kareem Jenkins and his allies. White comics are limited to 2,500 copies each, so grab them before they sell out. So make sure your shop's ordered this if you're interested in this series, because it is very limited, and it's not gonna last out there on the shelves. You root for one of the teams, he said, Pens and Bolts. Yeah. Who was it? Comics are great. I don't know if he's still in here. Jason. I'm blanking on his screen name. Comics. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but he found White number 1 through 6 sitting at his shop. I don't know how, but they were sitting on the shelves. He's got all 6 copies already. They were more money, but somehow he got an early release of them, which makes 0 sense, but it happened. There he is, claiming comics. Yeah. But yeah, that somehow happened. He said it was great, so I'm 100% looking forward to it. I still have to read all of Black, but I have it now, so I can jump through that whenever. So that wraps up what we've got from comics in Diamond. There's some trading cards down here. We got baseball. We've got some WWE trading cards. Of course, there's always statues, other collectible things, games, all these different things down here in the previous catalog, and more things to look for. But so just to summarize of some stuff I talked about before, Aegis Comics of Alaska, if you're interested in setting up a pool box with them, if you don't like your LCS or looking for a new way to get your comics, you go to my pool box, you message them on Instagram or send an email to admin at Aegis Comics of Alaska.com, I believe is the email address. I've just messaged them on Instagram to make sure. And then you give them your email address. You come on here, you set up your account, give them their address and all of that. And you can go through the FOC stuff or through the catalog and add things, order things as you see. And from there, they show up in your pool box. Now, I like my LCS here, but I do like to order some things from Aegis because they've been such a support of the channel. So I like to support their shop. So I'll go through and I'll add things like a couple different covers and things. The Pride cover there, some You Promised Me Darkness. These are things that were confirmed but not ready for pickup yet. You also get unconfirmed things. So these are the ones that I hit today. So they'll go through and they'll confirm them later on for you. And yeah, so that's how that all works. But as you go through, you can, hit these. And then what they do is they send you an email each week that ends up having a summary of what books you got coming that week, send you an invoice, you pay it, and they send them out to you. So obviously, this is, not just like you're putting a wish list together, which there is that option. So if you'd prefer to do that, you can. But if you order it, remember, you have to pay for it. They are a local comic shop, and so they rely on people paying for things in their pool box. So I did say I had some Kickstarters I wanted to shout out. I'm going to shout out one right here. Dino Thrashers. This has issue 1 and 2 in it. 15 days to go, so we're about halfway through, and they're over halfway to their goal. 3,000 on here. If you didn't catch it, I did an interview with the artist from Dino Thrashers, Noah Ray, and the publisher, or one of the publishers, Matt Kund, who is the editor on Paranormal Hitman. So go check that out. Later this month, May 27th, I'm going to have Brett Murphy on the channel. We're going to interview him, and Matt Kund is going to be back. So we're going to talk about Dino Thrashers again, but we're also going to talk about Paranormal Hitman because that's been such a cool story. And this one, if you are a fan of Transformers, if you're a fan of TMNT, I think this is a good, it's got that nostalgia type of vibe of these team ups of the good dinosaurs versus the bad dinosaurs having a war on Earth. But I really enjoyed reading through issue number 1 that they sent me a digital copy of. And then I backed it for issue number 1 and 2 to get all the covers. And obviously then a digital of issue number 2 as well. They expect July they'll be delivering, so not too long out that you'd have to wait for that. And then an Indiegogo I want to shout out is Dragon Rage. I don't know if you can see it on my screen or not, but I've got Dragon Rage right here. If I can point the right way, issue number 1. That's a David Finch cover right there. David Finch is behind this. He backs it by doing some cover art for it. They have hit their goal. They're at 87 backers, though. This is Page One Comics, who also has a cool YouTube channel that they do some of the drawings and everything. I backed this for all the covers because I'm enjoying all this art. Jess Singh, Jimmy Reyes who's part of the Page One Comics publication team. David Finch doing a new cover here. Jess Singh did another cover here. And then you can get the whole pack of covers. This story is super cool. If you're a fantasy fan, Dragon Rage is, I'm not even showing this on the screen. I forgot to switch it back. There's some of the interior art by Jimmy Reyes. He did such a cool job on this. The story is by Dave Philpott, who's the other half of the Page One Comics team. And it's just such a cool story that this is why I am telling you guys about this. I only, like I said, collect what you love. That's my saying here. And this is something that I really loved. They reached out and asked if we would do a review. Originally, they sent it to me, and then they were on one of the chats that Caroline was on with me, and then they said they'd send her a package as well. And so we both got to read it and do a review of it. So you can see our full thoughts in that, but there's the link to the Indiegogo. I highly recommend checking this out. This girl turns into a dragon, which is just phenomenal. And then they're working on issue 2 right now. So you can see some of that drawing going on the Page One Comics YouTube page. They do lots of different things on there. They actually shout out other stuff. I did not know this was on there, but holy shit. Okay. There is our review straight up on the Indiegogo page, and I did not know why. I did not know that was there. That's phenomenal. This is why I give them shout outs, because they're awesome people. Yeah. And congrats. Like Jason's saying here, congrats to the Spine Ticks, Sith Lord Lee, for they've crossed 800 subs now. They were doing their 750 subscriber giveaway last night. Yeah, absolutely. Sith, we all know that you never sleep. It's okay. Are we famous? Oh man, that's awesome that's there. I did not realize that. I haven't scrolled this far down since I backed it. I backed it just off the cusp. I backed it. I was gonna brag for a second, say I was the first backer on this, but they're cool people, and at some point I'm trying to get them before 17 days are up. I got to figure out when I can get them to come on here so we can do another shout out for this campaign and push it a little bit more, because we definitely need them over that 100 backer mark. They're doing a good thing here, and the quality of this book, this is like what you'd expect from an established publisher. And I can only see this book going really good places from here. Now, I also I forgot to drop the link for this Kickstarter, which another funny thing happened with this one. They put the link to our interview and the link to the review of Dino Thrasher's one that I did on their first update, I believe, which was another crazy surprise right there. Yeah. And I just like, I love doing this, not because of that recognition and that kind of thing, but the interaction with the community, with the creators. I know Sith loves that, and like they have some crazy good creators over on Spinetix that interact with the community, and it's fun to talk to the people that you enjoy the work that they're doing. And so that's why I tell you guys about those Kickstarters and Indiegogos. There are more good ones out there. I just don't have the bandwidth yet to go and find them all and back them all, because if I could, I would totally be doing that. But those are two that for me are just ones I personally really want to see succeed and do really well. So go check them out if you can, if you have the ability to back. The Dino Thrashers one, it does not cost a whole lot. I think I'm paying $25 and getting 6 covers. So that's just crazy good. They're really trying to make it affordable, make it like the cost of a regular comic to pick up their book. But that is all I have for you guys today. Bring myself back up here on the screen. I appreciate all of you hanging out in the chat today. Thank you, Jason. I really appreciate the support. I love doing this with you guys. So if you guys are still supporting it and loving it, I'll keep doing it for you guys as long as possible. But wait, there's more. Not this time. This time we're finally wrapped up. I think that's all I have to talk about today, and we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. I don't think. I think the only upcoming show that I know that's about to happen today is Just a Rican, and his comics is going to be going live. He does a 4 p.m. Eastern shout out show. So if you're looking for some more shows to watch or YouTube channels to follow, he does a great job shouting channels out, and his link's somewhere down in the description below as well. And then later, I think the Future Specs are doing something, and I think 5:30 Eastern, right, Wes? Future Specs show. There's Newbies tonight, Team Nerd Herd tonight. So lots of stuff going on a Sunday, as always, in the comic community. So thank you, everybody. I had a great time today, too. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll end it, of course, on a nice note from Woody here.
Woody.